So yeah, I like that one. But I don't like this. So you know what I mean, Kelly Rowland. You know what I'm saying? She got the shirt king. She got to.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Let's tell the people what's going on. Kelly Rowland admits she had a money minimum and height requirement before marriage. She is sharing that she had a dating checklist. There's nothing wrong with a checklist, James. There's nothing wrong with a checklist. But she did admit that there was a financial benchmark that her potential partner had to meet, as well as a height thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, as long as they could hit that certain number, I guess financially and height wise, then it was in there.
You know what I like about? I'm gonna talk about all the shit I don't like, but what I did like about what she said is, when you're looking at the guy that you're interested in, ladies, it's not just about what he makes. It's also about what he keeps, what he invests, what he owns. Because there's a lot of millionaires that only make $80,000-$70,000 a year because of taxes. Like they'd rather have their money grow and accumulate through assets than actually earn a high income. So you might meet a dude in a Toyota Corolla, you know, that don't really blow his money, you know, spending all of this, but he might be rich as hell because he's playing the long-term wealth game. So she gave a little context and said it's not always about just that six-figure dude. But Kelly Rowland, I'm not mad at her with the height requirement, even though I'm short. You know, shout out to Kelly.
Well, you don't know what the number was.
I know. Now it could have been crazy, but I'm not mad at her if she say she's 5'8".
Yeah.
So and then she wear heels all the time. So I'm not mad at her if she say, my dude gotta kind of be 5'11", 6 feet, 6'2".
But here's the thing. I'm not mad at that. This is why I'm not mad at this, because this is Kelly Rowland, right?
Yes, she's
a member of the Destiny's Child. She has a stellar career of her own. She's getting into acting. I mean, she is like just that girl. My thing is, when you see the person who met the benchmark, right? He's not like a basketball player or some type of really, like, I don't know,
famous dude that everybody know.
Yeah. So also too, the number could have been modest. You know what I mean?
Been. I mean,
because also he's not taller than her in heels.
If you Kelly Rowland and you are, you know, I would hope she's a millionaire.
Yes,
you never,
for sure.
I mean, but you never know with these artists and stuff. But I believe I'm gonna give Kelly that she's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
I would say I would give her probably about 5 to 10 million. That's a good conservative number.
I was gonna say, and also, you know, she can sell things.
Yeah.
So she gets like I seen something. She was advertising with the yoga pants.
Yeah,
the fitness wear and stuff.
She still look really good.
She looks amazing.
So she can.
Her body
she's definitely gonna.
My God.
Get the brand deals, get all of that. Yes. She's got the Beyonce halo. So
and then I was gonna say, and then you're Kelly Rowland. So like, name your price, right?
Exactly, right. So she's gonna get what she wants. I don't have a problem with her because she's so. She has her career.
Right.
She has her money.
Yeah.
She's tall. So all of these requirements that she has,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. My issue be with women who be 5'1", broke as hell, working at Wendy's, and they got all of these height requirements and net worth requirements and income requirements, and I'm like, hold on. Okay, you're 5'1".
Are they the manager at Wendy's?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're flipping the 4 for 4, and then they late on that. They being lazy with the 4 for 4. So you being lazy with the 4 for 4. You have no career.
Right.
You're 5'1", and you saying you want a dude that's 6 feet.
Right.
Like, let's make it make sense here. Yeah. You should get the dude who's 5'6", who's the manager at Wendy's. Like, that's what you need to be dating.
But to be fair,
that's not. Anytime you say to be fair, it's about to sound.
To be fair, I almost understand, because when you look at the next girl, I mentioned Richard Sherman off camera. His wife worked at Applebee's.
Well, but that's the but she probably was with him shooting in the gym.
They met at Applebee's. So he's
when did he meet her?
At Applebee's.
He was Richard Sherman?
He was Richard Sherman. Went to Applebee's. So I don't hate when women shoot for the stars, because you see it every day.
I know, but
you see it every day.
The headline, but that's not the reality though. Like, most women, yes, you can walk in Applebee's and meet a beautiful woman and she's great, XYZ. However, she's not on podcasts saying what she wants and what she demands. That just happened to happen to her because she was at Applebee's and she smiled
And he was like,
and they
"Here,
hit
take
it
my
off.
number." Yeah.
You know, they hit it off, and it was a beautiful situation. So she got lucky. Let's be honest. Like most people working at Applebee's is not about to land a multi-million-dollar Hall of Fame running back. I mean, not running back, Hall of Fame cornerback
Yeah.
in the NFL. Like most people, that's just not the reality.
Well,
So let's deal with the reality of the person that work at Wendy's.
you said yourself that men don't care if you're successful as long as you're beautiful. That's what you said. So, because we had a whole debate over if you're a Kobe Bryant,
All
can
right,
you get with a Tyra Banks?
But they don't even be beautiful though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, they ugly too.
you ugly too. You 5'1", so you trying to demand a dude to be 6 feet. You 5'1", okay, whatever. You broke, but you want a man to be rich, okay. You ugly and you want a man to be
fine.
So it's like a lot of women that be demanding that,
Yeah.
they don't be standing on business and meeting some of the areas. So I'm not mad at Kelly Rowland. She fine, she tall, she's successful, she got a career. So if she says I want to date a dude that's doing XYZ, she's put in the work to demand that. A lot of people, a lot of women come in life with that entitlement just off of being a woman and just being who they are. They ain't never did no work to demand that. They don't even go to the gym.
The audacity goes two ways, because then you'll have a man and he got a pot belly and he brushes his teeth every Tuesday and he go to the barbershop, whenever his mom tell him to, and he got all of these. My girl gotta cook, my girl gotta clean, my girl gotta have, like, she can't have no kids
and I
before
think he's
me.
an idiot. I think he's delusional. I think dudes like that. I call dudes like that out as well.
The audacity goes both ways.
Women call me. They say women. When I say stuff like this, they say I hate women. And men call me a simp. So that means I'm doing something good because I'm right down the line.
You're on nobody's side.
I'm telling the truth. Men like that you just described.
Yes.
They need to get their shit together, and they should be dating the girl at Wendy's.
So are you really saying that you should have, as a man or a woman, you should have something going for you before you start making demands?
Okay, so what I'm saying is it's harder in society to become a high quality, quote unquote, high value man than it is to become a high quality, high value woman, because a lot of women are literally just born with it. They just look good. They can be airheads. They can be stupid. They ain't got no career. She just born and she look like that. So a man is going to like her just because she's arm candy. A lot of men, they gotta work and get a career. They gotta go get educated. They gotta get skills. They gotta learn how to make money. They gotta learn how to manage money. They gotta learn how to be a leader. They gotta do all of this. Women can just look good and go get a good dude.
So we gotta acknowledge that our criteria then is going to be different for women than it is for men, which I don't agree with. I think the criteria should be the criteria. Like, if you are successful as a man, why not be successful as a woman? But then you got ego that goes into it, because you just said you can be a high value woman, but you only named aesthetics. That, to me, that's not high value. You're a nutcase.
I agree with that, but
you're beautiful.
In some situations, like the Richard Sherman, I'm going off the example.
The Richard Sherman, yeah.
He walked in,
but I wouldn't call her high value.
He walked in and just saw her and was like, "Oh, maybe she was high value in the areas of stuff he needs. So he don't need a career-driven woman because his career is better than any career she probably ever was going to have, because he's an NFL superstar. He makes tens of millions of dollars. He's world famous. He's still on TV. So he might need somebody to come in and just get his personal life together. Can you come in and can you support me in areas that all my macho man, all my money and career, I can't conquer this one area. So you're saying
high value is subjective.
For high value is subjective in societal context for women, because now a lot of women are working now. So a lot of women think, "Oh, I'm a lawyer. I'm not doing none of the shit men want, but I'm a lawyer, so I'm high value." So, but they might have a legitimate argument, because if they make so much more than men, now they're like, "I'm high value. I'm not dating a dude that don't make no money." Mm-hmm. But men might look at it and say, I need a woman to do everything but have their career going. Can you manage a household? Can you manage a family? Can you manage my nonprofit organization? Can you fucking manage me? Can you keep me happy? Can you keep the kids happy? Can you manage yourself? Can you keep your weight intact? Can you do that? Like it's a lot of stuff that women have to do to be a baddie, right? I seen a clip, a woman talking about it costs $100,000 a year to be a baddie, and I'm like, whatever, that's just a crazy number.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but
that's huge.
I understand what she was trying to get at, like hair, nails.
Yeah, it's a lot of maintenance.
I gotta do Pilates. I gotta do all this other bullshit that you want me to keep my body right, and I can agree with that. Yeah, she ain't a high flying attorney, but she got all the other intangibles that make her a great woman for a Richard Sherman. But if you that woman that's working at Wendy's and you dating a dude that work at Wendy's, like all that other high flying intangible shit don't matter if both of y'all careers are bad. So y'all both need to level up. You see what I'm saying? But if the man levels up, then that takes away the need for the woman to have to level up. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I think what you're saying is it like you said is subjective based off of what the other person values.
Correct.
Who, like, if they value what you got going on as high value, then you're at least high value to them. But I would say the same thing for the reverse. I think that would be subjective as well, because for me personally, you could be like a basketball player or a famous person or somebody who ego turns me off. So like that's not high value. Like you can have a lot of assets and stuff like that, but if you're an ass, then I don't want to date you. So I also think that for a Kelly Rowland, she ain't putting up with no, you know what I'm saying? You can't be an asshole.
Well, that's probably why she, quote unquote, what y'all women would say, dated down. Because if she was to date a LeBron, if she was to date one of those dudes, she would have to kind of like, who she was as a person would kind of be diminished because it'll be overshadowed by what they do. So she can probably thrive, and more than likely her dude is a very secure dude.
Yeah.
You got to be a secure dude to date somebody as successful as her. So maybe she didn't need that high flying macho man because she was the one that came in and built a career that could replace that macho man income. But now she just needed a man that can literally lead and be a person of value and support her in her endeavors, because her endeavors is going to be so much more successful than whatever he would have going on. So she just, in her case, she just needed a different type of dude. My problem is not with the Kelly Rowlands of the world demanding and having standards that are exceeding all other societal norms. My problem is the girl at Wendy's, the girl at Family Dollar, saying she wouldn't date the manager at Family Dollar or the dude that works at Family Dollar. Remember that meme where it's like it's a black woman and she's working at McDonald's? They like, oh my God, she's so independent. Then it's a black man working at McDonald's. They're like, look at this broke ass. Like, that's how society treats men.
Well, to your point, if she's fine enough, it don't matter. If that's what he values, it's like, oh, you're doing so great at this McDonald's.
So you agree that it's harder to become a high value man in the society than it is to become a high value woman, because you can't be born into being a high value man. You could be born.
Well, generational wealth is a thing. Bronny would be.
Yes, okay, but that's not normal. It's
not
a
for
lot.
us.
It's
not
a
for
lot.
The black community.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a lot more easier to be born a beautiful woman than to be born into generational wealth. So that's, again, it's easier to be a
in
woman
our
and be
community. There's I met a random person who married somebody whose stepdad is a billionaire. Just,
no.
This happens to white people every day.
You're okay. Even with white people, it's still easier to find a fine white girl than it is to find a white boy that is the son of a billionaire.
Maybe the son of a billionaire.
Or the son of the billionaire is just so far fetched. A son of somebody worth $15 million.
Okay,
that's generational wealth.
Okay,
it's still harder to find
if the benchmark
son,
is millions. Yes,
it's still harder to find a son that's competent enough to inherit that generational wealth. It's harder to find that than a pretty white girl. It's pretty white girls walking around every campus. It's pretty black girls. We in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You just go up to Spelman. It's done.
It's a wrap. You're cooked.
Right now, I guarantee
Yeah.
you got Spelman and you got Morehouse. I bet you it's more finer women at Spelman
than
it is
at Morehouse.
rich men, generational. What do they call them?
Nepo babies.
Nepo babies at Morehouse. I guarantee it.
But I think it's a shallow read. That's all. I think it's a shallow read.
A lot of the world is shallow as hell. That's my point. Yeah, the world is shallow.
Okay. Well, Kelly, congratulations on getting whatever's on your dating checklist. Listen, I think the checklist is still good, even if you're at Wendy's.
Kelly, stay off these podcasts giving this hope to these women that work at Wendy's. They should date the dudes at Wendy's.